Hi, how are you today? I'm Lynda Hafner. I'm a top producing realtor at ERA Key Realty in Central Massachusetts, creating videos that hopefully will empower you as a home buyer to feel confident when you're buying and selling your home. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about the purchase and sale agreement. Different states do the purchase and sale agreement at different times, so I would definitely consult your realtor to ask what is typical for your state. In Central Massachusetts, the way we do it is we first fill out the offer to purchase, and that is accepted. You go through the home inspection, and then we get to the purchase and sale agreement. Generally speaking, the purchase and sale agreement in Massachusetts comes about 2 weeks after the initial offer. It just gives you enough time to go through the home, make sure that the home is as you thought it was, and then you sign a more binding contract, which is the purchase and sale agreement. It is definitely more legally binding than the offer to purchase, and it is also expected that you put down an additional deposit at that time. I know a lot of my buyers are caught off guard about that. They go through the offer, but then when it comes time, they don't realize how quickly afterwards another deposit comes. And the deposit, it depends on your particular financing, but generally speaking, we do about 3 to 5% at the purchase and sale agreement, and then the rest waits until closing. As a realtor, I generally speaking allow the attorney to handle the purchase and sale agreement because it is a legally binding contract. So I want them to make sure that they review that with the buyer. So if you are buying a home, this is the point at which you want to have a buyer attorney. And who else is the perfect resource for an attorney but your realtor? Now, some banks or lenders force you to use the same attorney that they use, but I find most often that the banks are pretty amenable to using the lawyers that I suggest. And I have wonderful attorneys that I like to recommend and use because I know the efficiency and I know that things will happen when they're supposed to with the people that I recommend. So please rely on your realtor to give you that very important information and referral. In Massachusetts, the seller attorney generally draws up the initial purchase and sale agreement the way that he wants it, fills in, the property details and the agreement that's been made based on the offer, and any additions since the home inspection, sends that to the buyer's attorney, and the buyer's attorney will review it and make sure that all of the clauses are going to be protecting the buyer. And that's really important to you. You want to make sure that the lawyer is going to protect you. The contract can be a little intimidating. It's long, much longer than the contract to purchase, because it goes over things like, what's the seller's responsibility? What's the buyer's responsibility? All of these things are going to be listed out. Some of the seller responsibilities are going to be to keep the home in the condition that it is expected from the offer time, and then there's other expectations that these are the things that you're going to want to review with the attorney. Make sure what those expectations are that the seller has, and make sure that this is what happens between the offer time and closing, because there is a significant period of time between signing the purchase and sale to closing. It's usually about 30 days. And that's when it's a financed offer. If it's a cash offer, sometimes it could be a little quicker. But in an offer that needs to be financed, the lenders have quite a long procedure. It takes them 30 days from the purchase and sale agreement for them to complete all the documentations that they need to do in order to get to the closing. Hopefully your realtor will also review the purchase and sale agreement just to make sure that everything you negotiated during the home inspection has been included. And sometimes the realtor has a more intimate knowledge of the transaction than the lawyer, so it's always good. I really feel it's very important for me to review that document. So make sure your realtor does that and checks it and make sure you're protected. Sometimes if a refrigerator or appliance isn't written in that purchase and sale agreement, legally that seller doesn't necessarily have to include it. So you really want to make sure every single thing you're expecting to be given to you on the day of closing is in there, okay? Once that purchase and sale agreement is signed, pretty much the only things left to do would be for you as the buyer to just provide any additional documentation that the lender is going to need from you between now and closing. So if they request something, just get it to them as soon as possible so that they can get all the approvals they need so that you can close on time, and that way you don't incur extra charges with movers and things like that. Of course, obviously there are still occasions where closings will be delayed. However, at least you're going to do your part to reduce the risk of that as much as you can. While you're doing that, your realtor hopefully will be checking in with the seller agents and lawyers and lenders and making sure that everything that everyone needs to get done is being done. That the Title V, we have all the documentation for that, that the smoke certificates are done and we have the documentation for that. So all these little puzzle pieces towards the end, this is what your realtor hopefully will be working on while you're getting any last minute documentation to your lender, and then we're on to closing. So in my next video, we are going to talk about mortgage commitment, and I'm going to explain the difference between the pre-approval letter and a mortgage commitment. They're actually very different things, and I'm going to go into that in a little bit more detail in the next video. So please subscribe if you like understanding about the home buying process, and if you have a home to sell, I am also going to be doing some more videos in the future about how to best sell your home. So I hope you subscribe. I would love to see you again. Have a great day. See you.